everybody, this is Pramita here, and today we're going to do a little bit of crafting. Sorry, I just had to switch on my air conditioner because it's super hot and I can't I can't bear this heat anymore. So actually I have finished working on this journal. Initially I thought I'd add a folder to this, but as you can see it's pretty chunky, and it is a simple writing journal, but it has lots of fabric stitched in things, and lots of large journal cards. It is what it is. Like, it has turned into something like this, but I'm super happy with the way that it has turned out. And I have also the other one which I need to add these tags, ribbons and tags and stuff like that. So I'll work on this, but before I begin this work, I want to show you how you can embellish your blankish papers or ephemera, that with any kind of collage papers, basically any kind of papers. So what I have done is, this is actually a letter, printable envelope letter sort of thing. This is, I think, is from Ruby and Pearl. So what I've done is I have embellished this in this way with scraps all over, and when I'm going to fold this down, you can see a little bit of edge here and there peeking through. And if you want, then you can definitely cut this down and use as collage paper in your journal itself, the journal that you are using, or you can keep it as it is. You can just document something, you can write something down. So it is what it is. It is like this. So this whole sheet was like this. So I have something very similar going in this notebook, but I've not done the collage over there. I'll show you how you can just jazz up these kind of simple envelope-y things. So when I close this, you can see I have a little bit of color over here and a little bit peeking through these two corners, and this can simply slide into this part. Now remember, this flip we had created just a video before this, and I have embellished this part a little bit more with more layering, and I kind of like it. These were actually scraps, utter scraps, that were there. So I managed to use them in this way. So you can do that. You can simply forego this also, but anyways, I wanted to use these up because they were very odd shaped, and I would have probably either used them in some sort of collage or masterboard sort of thing. So I decided to use them over here just to bring in a little bit more color, and I can keep it like this also. So this way, yeah, so it is like a little bit of matchy thing, but that's okay. There has to be something to tie everything down. You can't always go in the diverse directions. So this journal is done, and we're going to create something very similar on this one. And after I finish these two completely, because I need to ink the journal cards and add ribbons and some ties and stuff like that, I will do a flip, and then they're going to go into my shop. So these are simple writing journals, but they have so much of fluff, and I really love how they have turned out. They didn't start off like this. You have seen the growth process, and I have added lots of laces, tabs, clusters and stuff like that, and they have really developed over time. And I think I didn't take too much of time to work on these, but I'm super happy. Anyways, so this was another letter very similar to the one that I have done, and the orientation of the letter is a little bit different over here, but that's okay. I just need to see which part of the letter will be visible through the, you know, the pocket. So that is the only thing I'll keep in mind. Probably I'll put something over here and here, so when I fold this, there will be parts that are going to be visible. So you can keep it like this, you can, you know, use it any way you like, you can even not like it this way, whatever. But I thought of using these papers in this manner. And okay, so by the way, so this should have been done before, so I'm sorry. I have used one of my collage sets from the shop. So this is set number 3. So you can say this is an official flip as well as some craft with me. So this is the first page. Again, I have used some birds and butterflies because I found you know, you can use them in any way you like. You can use them as journal pages also if you so want. So this is the first page. This is the second page. The second page is the one that I've used in the journal that I just, you know, the thing that I just showed, the page, an envelope, whatever. So this is the first page, this is the second page, and this is the third page. So this is, I have not used the first and the third page. I've used the second page, but I can probably use any one of those, but I already have this one left. So I'm going to use up this much, this one, and see how things go. So let me show you how I plan this up. So the first thing is this, the folds, you know, like I have folded this in such a way that it fits inside that pocket. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink everything up and inking everything up, and I'll just show you what I mean by that. So here, this is an extremely boring process, so if you want to stick around, I'm so grateful. And if you find this very boring, you can skip this part, but I'm just using some makeup brush. These are not very expensive ones because there are lots of expensive ones available throughout, but I'm not a makeup person, so I don't understand makeup brushes well. I just use them for, you know, staining the edges, you can say. So I'm following the crease line. I'm not getting very fancy about it. I want this to be a little bit mucked up. I'm not worried if they are not perfect. So this is where you can, you know, be creative a little bit more if you so want. Like I can see I've toned this a little bit. That's intentional. You would like to, if you like more distressed edges, go for it. So this is, I think this printable is from Ruby and Pearl, as I said. I think these are called vintage letters. I'm not sure, honestly. I think what happens is, I'll tell you why I'm not sure. What happens is when a shop is having a sale, what I do is I buy a few stuff, quite a few stuff to build my stash and, you know, things like this. I try to go for neutral ones so that I can use them in many ways, like this one. This okay, so so what I did was I bought a few stuff, and honestly I don't remember, but most probably it is some sort of vintage letter kit that you have. So I have done the inking on this side. I'm not going to grunge it up anymore. Probably I'm going to work on this fold. So I'm going to go over the folds a little bit because, yeah. So then I'm going to take this. So as you can see, I'm not being very what do you call it, very careful, careful in that way, but I want kind of a messed up look, you know, like a little bit on the grungy side, but not too grungy like that. So you can see how it's looking. I hope it's making sense. I have to make sure sometimes if the camera is still working, because and you might find my voice a little bit weird because I was just trying to take a little bit of a nap, because I have some classes scheduled early in the morning. So by the day goes, you know, the sun goes down, I am super exhausted, but then I have some evening classes also that are scheduled. So this is how it's looking. Now we need to work on this part. So whenever I work on folded things like this, I fold them and then I ink them, so that way you are sure that your edges will be fully covered. And oh, this is really bugging me. Okay, my workspace is a mess, as I said in the previous. I did clean up a little bit, but then today morning when I started working on this project, it got messed up again, because the space is very little. The reason behind this being that, and also being that I have been working on multiple projects at the same time. That is one reason why my workspace never remains clean. So this is what we have, but I need to work on this edge a little bit. See, I want this to be mucked up a little bit, so I'm going purposely with my this brush. So this is what it is. Okay, and now what I need to do is I need to make sure that how I want this to be folded up. So I want this to be folded up like this, because that was the initial way how I had folded. And now this is the part that you will basically see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this butterfly definitely, and I'm going to use in such a way that I can maximize whatever. So now I'm going to go with my ink dauber. Again, I have to replace this, and I'm just putting that off. So I'm going to tear this a little bit more, and I don't like very angular kind of look, so I'll probably take this off so I can add this like so. Okay, so when I'm folding this paper, you will only be able to see parts of this image and the scrap. Okay, so let me clean the stuff out. You can even add laces, fabrics, whatever. So I'm going to put it this way, kind of this way. So I'm doing a bit of layering, but not too much. So here again, I want this floral part. So what I'll do is I'll probably use something over there also. I'm not sure right now, but we'll see what happens. So these collage papers are highly versatile. I have been making these collage papers for myself for a while now, And honestly, I wanted to share whatever I was making because it was so useful. So I'm going to wrap this paper on this side also, and I'm going to trim off the rest, you know. So this way I know how it's going to look over here. So let's begin. Now it totally depends on the size of the paper that you're using, and also the project that you'll be using this for. I'm using glue stick to adhere these down, but so if you find me talking too fast, it's because I've had too many cups of coffee and I needed to sustain my energy, so I went with that. So this is how I'm going to put this. I hope you can see this. Okay, so now what I have is I have basically adhered this entire thing. So now when I'm going to fold this, you will see only parts of this butterfly. Okay, I hope this is making sense. This is not a very long project as project, you know, but it is a very easy project. So you can even jazz up any you know, ephemera page that you're adding. Sometimes, you know, we add ephemera like ledger paper, then book pages. We do add things like that. So this is the side where I need to cut off, so I'm not going to add too much. So I'm going to add this over here. So you can jazz up those pages, and the colors are very springy and happy sort of thing, because it was, the journal was getting a little bit on the dark side. I mean, it was getting a little bit grungy, so I had to use a little bit of color here and there so that it doesn't look that too dark. So I'm going to take off this extra bitty sort of thing, not too much. Okay, and now basically I have decimated the entire sheet. I've used only one sheet to decorate or embellish, layer, whatever you want to say this, and I can use this over here. Okay, so if I use this over here, you can see, you will just see little bits and pieces of this. So what I'll do is I'll just tear this and I'll add it over here. So each one is different. Like that one had a bigger image, so I used only 3 portions and I didn't want to clutter it any more. But this one doesn't have a very big image like that bird, so I have used I'll probably use 4 pieces. You don't have to use that. You can do whatever you think will go with your judgment. That is the best thing, you know. Don't follow what others are doing. Yeah, you should follow, I mean, get inspired by them, but do what your heart tells you to do. Whenever I watch a video, honestly, I don't follow anything blindly. I just put a twist to it or my take on that, and that makes it unique, you know. That is the thing. So I can put this over here because the orientation of this paper is a little bit different than that. So, and if the person who gets it, suppose the person who buys this or something wants, then he or she can definitely cut this portion down and make it into a journal card, and then cut these and use them as journal collage layering sort of thing, whatever suits that person. So now is the time when I'm going to fold this, because we have to fold this up. This was folded initially, so it has to be folded now also. So I'm going to fold this up. You can even jazz up your cardstock pattern papers if you have too many. You know, sometimes we are saddled with so many cardstock pattern papers that really need a little bit of jazzing up, you know. So you can, so I'm going to trim this little bit. So there was a slight interruption in the process. So anyways, I'm just trying to give these the creases that were there initially, and also as usual, you know my process, I just try to pull over the collaged portions, and then I'm going to go through this and clean this up a little bit. Also, I'm going to ink this part, just putting finishing touches, you can say, but it is what it is. So I need to freeze these portions because basically, you know, it's just light inking. I don't want this to be very dull or dark in this case, but sometimes I do. So I'm going to fold this part again, and I'm going to ink this, so you will see what I mean by this. Okay, so when I'm going to open this, there will be, okay, so I have this done. Now I'm going to go over the creases once more and see if they need a little bit more. So the first crease was this way, I guess, yes, and here I need a little bit more inking just along the crease so that it blends well with the entire thing. And here again I will pull this paper off as much as possible, and then I'm going to add more glue stick, more glue from the glue stick, and push this down. So this is how it's looking. Let's fold this over, fold this down, not over. So I'm going to use my gift card. Here I need to put a little bit of glue, so I will probably finish putting, you know, the ribbons and tags, ink them up and stuff like that, and then you will be able to see a full-fledged flip of these journals. So I can add something over here if I have some leftovers. So I have this much, okay, only this much, so I can add this. So let me, this is just my way of using up papers. You, and also why I'll tell you, this will also make your project very cohesive. Even though you're using different kinds of papers, they will look well put together. So I'll see how it's picking up these reddish tones. So what I'll do is I'll just I'm going to put this like so. Okay, so I need to trim this a little bit. I'll go over this. So I'm going to put this over here. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So, and ink this. You can add more labels and anything you wish. It's your style, your journal, your way. There's no fixed rule to it, but you can do whatever you like. So this is the way I want, and I'm going to press this down, and you will see what I mean. See how it's picking up those reds, and now it's blending together. There's a little spot of red over there. When you turn this, you'll see these. So basically they look well put together. Now I can put this over here. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to cut this up, okay, and I want this to be put over here. So I'll just I'll just cut this out just a little bit. You don't need to use the whole thing. Even a little accent makes a lot of difference, what I found. And I can sort of put it over here. So if I find this peeling off, then I'm going to put more glue. So our project is done basically. So here is the pocket, and this goes in here, and this is the other side. So if I want, I can put anything, you know, it's there's no end to this. You can create and use up more of your scraps. You can decorate more, embellish more, whatever you want. So it's totally up to you what you want. So probably I will ink these up, and then probably I'll do a flip of these two journals. So this one and this one, they are very similar, but again they are not exactly same, as I always say. So even if a person, it has happened with me, even if a person buys both the journals, they will get a variety of things in the similar theme. I have had these quirky situations where I had listed same type of journals, and a single person has bought both of them. And it has also so happened that a lady had bought one first, and then she had purchased the second one later on. This has happened countless times, basically. So it's that's why I do not want to make exactly same journals. I don't use exactly same papers, even though I'm making two journals of the same kind. The papers are also different. So that's my way of putting a little bit of difference among the journals. So thank you everybody for watching this, and if you have liked this video, then please hit the like button. If you have not yet subscribed, then please think of subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And please comment below. Even a tiny comment will make my video go up in the, you know, the algorithm that YouTube follows. So it would mean a lot to me. So please try to comment, even though it may take a while for me to get back to your comment, but I'll definitely get back to it. So thank you everybody for watching this video. Bye. Have a great day.